Hey guys, great to be back with you all again today. We're going to talk about time again today, or basically time intervals. So let's go ahead and look at the specific skill we're going to be talking about today, and it's 3.7C. Determine the solution to problems involving addition and subtraction of time intervals in minutes using pictorial models or tools such as 15-minute events plus 30 minutes events equal 45 minutes. Okay, and what you should be able to do by the end of the lesson is I can model an analog clock, and I can use a number line to measure elapsed time. We'll go ahead and look at this video from Aaron. He does his 5-minute math videos, and he's going to be talking about question number 18 from the 2017 STAAR test, and it's over the skill that we're talking about today, which is 3.7C. Let's get ready and watch his video.
So this looks like a pretty simple problem, but it's actually pretty difficult because we've got two different steps that we need to think about here. Let's take a look. Deborah and Shelley started running a race at 9 a.m. So that's what this time is right here. Start time. They've labeled it for us, but we know it's 9 a.m. because we've got the hour hand at the 9, and then the minute hand is up at the 12, which is the o'clock. That's the top of the hour. Deborah finished in 45 minutes. Now, if we just stop right there, we can actually find one of our answer choices, and it's going to be incorrect. So adding time is going to be a little bit difficult. Sometimes you can add time vertically, like you would add other things, and then sometimes you can't. And so let me show you an example. So let's just say we want to say 9 o'clock, and then we want to add 45 minutes. Well, this will work because as long as the minutes don't go over 60, everything kind of works. So we can say 9:45. Let's take a look at a clock. That's going to help us here. If we just want to double check, what I like to do is I like to kind of build my own analog clock here. And then just count by 5, skip count by 5s. And you notice here on my clock that what I do is I do the 12 and the 6 and the 3 and the 9. I get my 4 points, and then I just kind of build in between. So it's going to start at 9, but I'm going to start at my o'clock here, and I'm going to just count 45 minutes. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So my minute hand is going to end right there at the 9. And then my hour hand is started at the 9, but it's actually going to be pretty close to 10 because I'm really close to the o'clock, which means that the hour hand is almost the next. So that is going to be 9:45. And if I wanted to, I bet you I could find a 9:45. And as we look, there's actually not a 9:45. So this is where you say, what? Did I do it wrong? I thought all I had to do was add 9 and 45 minutes. So you got two choices. We can either guess, we can find one that we think is close, or we can keep reading because here we go. This is the other part. So that's the tricky part, guys, is when you do the initial addition and you think you have the answer of 9:45 and you don't find it, don't just guess. Let's keep reading. Let's see if there's something we missed, and there was something we missed. Shelley finished the race 20 minutes after Deborah. So Deborah finished, let me write this right here. Here's Deborah. Deborah finished at 9:45, and then Shelley finished 20 minutes later. So this is where things get weird, is when you try to add 20 minutes. And look what you have. 9:65. See, that's why we can't add when it gets larger than 60, because it just looks weird. There's no such time as 9:65. So we need to add another 20 minutes. So let's go back to this clock right here, this 9:45. Let's say we got 9:45 right here, and let's just add another 20 minutes. So I'm going to skip count by 5s again. I'm going to say 5, 10, 15, 20. So I'm actually going to end right here. This is the 0-5, because it's one group of 5. But my minute hand went past the 12, which means my hour hand went to the next hour. So instead of 9:45 and then to 9:05, that would be backwards. It's actually going to be 10:05. So if we take 9:45, if we add 15 minutes, that's going to get us to 10. That gets us to the top of the hour. And then another 5, that's what's going to get us to what we ended up as our 10:05. So adding past the hour is a little bit tricky, but that's going to give us an answer here of F.
Okay, let's go ahead and work on this problem together. Follow along as I read. It says Leonard and his brother Adam want to find how long it takes them to mow and rake the yard. The boys began working at the time shown on clock 1. Leonard finished mowing at the time shown on clock 2. Okay. Adam finished raking 18 minutes after Leonard finished mowing. What time did Adam finish raking the yard? So we'll go ahead and look at our clocks here. Probably the first thing I need to do is look at these clocks and figure out what time the clocks say. So looking at clock 1, it looks like they probably started, and that would be the hour hand is between the 1 and 2, so it hasn't reached the 2. It looks like it's halfway between the 1 and 2. And the minute hand's pointing at the 6, so that would be 1:30 is what time they started. And the time that he finished mowing. Okay, so the hour hand is still between the 1 and 2, so that would be 1. And it's just past the 10. It looks like it's probably about 2 tick marks past the 10. So that'd be 52. So 152, and that's when he finished. And it says Adam finished raking 18 minutes after Leonard finished mowing. What time did Adam finish raking the yard? So I'm just going to do a straight addition problem. We'll take a look at it and see what we come up with. So I got 152 is when he finished mowing, and Adam finished raking 18 minutes after that. So we'll do plus 18. So 8 plus 2, that's 10. I'll carry one more over. And 5 plus 1 plus 1 is 7. Okay, but 170 isn't a time for the way we read the clock. So I'll go and take and regroup 60 of my minutes. So I'll take 60 away. And that leaves 10. And I can add that 60 minutes over to the hour column. So it looks like you would have finished at 2:10, or they would have finished at 2:10. So how much time did it take them from the time they started until they totally finished? And I think probably the easiest way to do that would be looking at the clock, counting minutes on the clock. And we can see the hour hand right here, or I mean the minute hand right here on the 6, and they finished at 2:10. So that means the minute hand would have been all the way over here at the 2 right there. So that's when they finished, and the hour hand would have been just past the 2, which is 2:10. So I could count by 5, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40 minutes. So they would have worked for 40 minutes mowing and raking the yard. They finished at 2:10 and they worked for 40 minutes. Okay, go and follow along as I read. It says Branson begins his homework at 7:30 p.m. He spends 25 minutes on homework, 15 minutes watching TV, and 10 minutes getting ready for bed. After he completes these activities, Branson goes to bed. What time does Bronson go to bed? Use the number line to help solve the problem. So I'm going to circle some important information. This is the time that he starts his homework at 7:30, and he spends 25 minutes on that, 15 minutes watching TV, and 10 minutes getting ready for bed. So I'm going to go and put a dot on the time he starts his homework, and we'll go ahead, and we're looking at our number line. Our other number line was counting by 5, so let's double check that and see if that works. So we'll start at 7:15. That's 20, 25, 30, that works. 35, 40, 45, 45, 55, and 60. So yeah, it is counting by 5. So I could go ahead and just go ahead and start counting off the how much time he spent on his homework. So we'll do that first. So I'll go ahead and start at the time he started his homework, and that would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So he finished his homework right there. I'll put a red dot right there. And then from there, he spent 15 minutes watching TV. So that's 5, 10, 15. And he finished right there. That was watching TV. And then he spent 10 minutes getting ready for bed. So we go 5, 10. And that looks like the time that he would be going to bed. So if I look at that, that's 5:15 plus another 5 would be, 8:15 plus another 5 would be 8:20. So he went to bed at 8:20. So the next question is, how many total minutes did Branson spend on his homework, watching television, and getting ready for bed? So I could skip count by 5s all the way across here, or I could just go ahead and add up all those times. So that's 25, probably the easiest way, 15, and 10. So I do that addition problem. 5 plus 5 plus 0 is 10. I regroup the 10 over there, and 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 5. So that looks like 50 minutes he spent on all those activities. 50 minutes. Okay, we'll work on some guided practice problems right here. It says, Brinley and her friends left softball practice at 4:25. They walked for 12 minutes to Jenna's house and another 13 minutes to Casey's house. Okay, Brinley walked another 15 minutes to her house. Which clock shows the time Brinley arrived at home? So I'm going to circle some important information here. They left practice at 4:25. They walked for 12 minutes. They walked for 13 minutes. And then she walked for another 15 minutes to get to her house. So problem like this, I could add all those up, but I think I'm going to end up past the next hour. So it may be a little bit confusing. So I'm just going to draw a clock. So I'm going to draw a big clock right here. Not too good of a circle there. I'm going to do my line at the top. That's going to be my 12. The bottom is 6. Over there is 3, and that's 9. So I got my 12, 3, 6, and 9. And then I have 2 marks in between each one of those for my hours. And that is 1, 2, already have 3. That's 4, 5, 6 is already there, 7, 8, 9's already there, 10, 11, and 12's already there. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the time that they left practice. Put a dot right here in the center. And 4:25, that means my hour hand would be about halfway between the 4 and the 5. So I'll point it over there. And my minute hand would be pointing at the 5, because that is right on the 5. So first thing I'll do is I'll go ahead and move how many minutes it is that they walked to Jen's house. So I'll do a jump here. That's 5, 10, and I can't do another jump because that put me at 15. So I'm gonna put some marks in here in between. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 8 would put me at 5. So I'm gonna do another 2 jumps to give me my 12 minutes. 1, 2. So what time did they arrive at Jenna's house? That's right, that time right there would be, I'll write over here, 4:37. Okay, now we'll go ahead and do the 13 minutes. So it looks like I got 3 more minutes to get to my 8. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll change. And this is how many more minutes they walked to get to Casey's house. So that's 1, 2, 3, and another 10 minutes would be 5 and 10. So what time did they get to Jenna's house? Yep, that is correct. They made it to Jenna's house at 4:50. So we'll go ahead and do the rest of the time. She walked for another 15 minutes. Do that in green. So that's 5, 10, 15. Okay. So what time did Brinley make it home? Yep. That would be, say, past the 12. So it wouldn't be 4 anymore. That'd be 5:05 or 5 minutes after 5. So let's go ahead and look at the clocks here and figure out which clock would show 5 minutes after 5. Okay, what time does clock A say? Yeah, I would say that is 6:05 because it looks like the hand, if it was 5 minutes after 5, the hour hand would be closer to the 5 than it is to 6. Yeah, I think they probably meant to draw it a little bit past the 6. What time does clock B say? Yeah, clock B does look like it's 5:05. So I'm going to put my question mark right there. What time does clock C say? I'm going to say that is, it's not a real accurate clock right there because if the hour hand, it looks like it's pointing almost directly at the 6, the hour hand should be, or the minute hand should be directly up to the 12. They said that. So I'm going to say that's 6:15. That's closest to what I would say that is. And what time does clock D say? Yeah, that's correct. That would be, looks like it's past the 5, so that would be 5:10. So our correct answer would be answer choice B, is what time that Brinley made it home. Okay, it's time to complete your independent practice. I'll put a page in there that you can print out and you can work it out with pencil and paper. But make sure you go ahead and put it into Schoology under the blue puzzle piece, under the assessment piece. Take your time, do your very best. And if you have any questions about anything you didn't understand, something or something doesn't seem like it's working right, please send your teacher a message either through email or through Schoology. And take your time, do your very best, and best of luck to you.